Hi there, welcome again to TommyJ.com. I venture to guess that you are here because you're looking for gas savings. That's what brings a lot of people here, whether one of my friends referred you to the site or whether I referred you to the site and you're just checking things out. Welcome. First thing I want to let you know, yes, it is true. We can't help you with that. But I also want to let you know right up front, we're not one of those crazy fuel additive companies. I know there are some companies out there that claim that putting some pills in your gas tank or some liquid or strapping magnets to your, just, they have all these crazy things. They're just not true. Anybody who reads Consumer Reports, has talked to a mechanic, their neighbor, heck, anybody with a third grade education realizes that these things are a bunch of malarkey. So I want to let you know right out of the gate, we're not one of those companies. What we are, we're a lubrication company. Actually, we're an extreme lubrication company. What we do is we treat metal surfaces with lubrication. We also enhance other lubricants so that they can do a better job of what they do. That's basically it in a nutshell. To understand what lubrication means, I'd like to have a little short discussion on friction. Friction is what breaks down mechanical systems. Metal rubbing on metal is just really, really tough. Metal rubbing on metal can create so much heat that it will literally seize the two pieces of metal together. It's called welding, fusing, whatever you want to call it. So one of the things you're looking for a lubricant to do is to stop metal from seizing to metal, making it slide past each other easier, keeping the heat down, stopping it from seizing. Because once the engine seizes, it's basically an expensive paperweight. The other thing you're looking for a lubricant to do is to reduce wear. As metal rubs on metal, there's actually, metals can look like they're smooth, but they're actually not on a microscopic level. And so they're chunking away at each other as these points of the metal go back and forth. And what this does is gives all the metal shavings and stuff that you find in your oil when you go to run that, at your oil changes. So again, you're looking for a lubricant to reduce the wear, to make the engine or the tranny or whatever last longer, because you're stopping the metal from coming in contact as much as you can and wearing out like that. The last thing, which is kind of the key to what we do, and what probably brought you here to the website in the first place, is you're looking for a lubricant to reduce drag in the system, or to reduce friction in the system, and particularly though in terms of drag. And what drag is just what it sounds like. You throw an anchor out behind you, tie it to your waist, and start walking down the street. It's dragging behind you. It's creating friction on the road. That's drag. Metal on metal is drag. So what we're looking for a lubricant to do is, again, lubricate that, make it so that the drag effect is not felt as much. So this leads us into our theories, if you will, of two very legitimate ways that the average consumer can increase their fuel efficiency or reduce their fuel consumption, however you like to couch it. The first way is get out a chainsaw, cut the car in half. If you cut the car in half, you reduce the weight of the vehicle. If the vehicle weighs less, it's easier to push. If it's easier to push, it requires less fuel or energy to push it. The other legitimate thing you can do is reduce the drag, reduce the friction so dramatically that, again, you make the vehicle easier to push. If the vehicle is easier to push because of reduced drag or friction, once again you have accomplished the fact that you will not need as much energy to push it. If you don't need as much energy to push it, you don't need to burn as much gas to push it. That's what we're doing. So to make our point about friction reduction, we like to show you that you can actually see what we're talking about here, how drastically we can reduce friction. So we go to an extreme example. The most extreme example we can go to, other than, possibly with the exception of an engine running in a saltwater marine environment, the most extreme torture test that you're going to find for any engines out there is in the sport of drag racing. And out of the sport of drag racing, the most torturous, brutal environment that there is, or class, if you will, is the class of top fuel dragsters. These are 6,000 horsepower producing, fire-breathing dragons. They are just insane amounts of torture that goes into these engines. For example, just one piston pushing that piston rod down onto the crankshaft, the force that it's pushing down with is just insane. One piston in a top fuel dragster can produce more horsepower than 4 of my Suburbans combined. It's really pretty nuts. And on top of it, the fuel that they're burning is something called nitromethane. It's basically like propane and nitric acid mixed together. The acid or the fuel itself literally eats the parts alive as they're burning it. So as if the torture tests and stuff wasn't enough, the fact that they're burning this fuel in there is eating up the rest of the system on top of it. So things just don't make it in a top fuel dragster. They're tearing these things down every race or every other race. You know, they're fixing parts, putting it back together, replacing parts that are broken. These things just, you know, they just don't make it. So that is the tough environment, you know, with all the torque, with all the acid and everything like that. Our theory is if you can survive in a top fuel dragster, you're doing great. If you can double the life of a top fuel dragster, imagine, I mean, these engines start out at $50,000 and they only last, you know, a handful of runs, some of them. If you could double, triple, quadruple the life of an engine, just imagine the value of a lubricant like that. That's what we want to do, is imagine the value of a lubricant like that while you look at what we actually do. So below, what you're going to find is some pictures taken from the WWF Dragster. They're a top fuel dragster with the top teams actually in top fuel, first over 300 miles an hour and a number of other records like that. But pay close attention to the wear surfaces and or the lack of wear on surfaces. And notice that engines, after we treat them, have not been eaten alive. In fact, they look like they're brand new. It's because our technology, we're not just a lubricant, we also bond to the metal surface. And below, what you're going to see is the results of a technology that is so far advanced that it's unlike anything else out there. There's a problem in top fuel dragsters like there's a problem in your car. It's a problem of protecting the mechanical system from seizing. It's a problem of extending the life of the wear. It's a problem of reducing drag. No matter how many thousands and thousands of dollars you have to throw at the problem, which on these top fuel teams, they have lots and lots of money to throw at it, there is nothing out there that can accomplish the results that we accomplish for under $100. Yeah, and that's for your car too. So when you're looking at these things, it's not going to be thousands of dollars to fix your car. It's not one of those deals. It's kind of silly how inexpensive it is to really protect your engine like this. The only reason you haven't done it so far is you don't know about it. So I invite you to kind of brush up, see what's going on, take a look at the pictures below, read the captions below, and thanks again for stopping by Tommy J, and I'll see you on the next video.